Hey there everyone, welcome to another episode of Remington's Ramblings. It has been a little while since I've done one of these, so I figured, hey, what better opportunity to go ahead and do one now when I have some free time. Because hey, I'm the way too much free time guy. Alright, so anyhows, let's see what I got in my trusty notebook here. Okay. It has been a while since I've told stories about the military. So why don't I go ahead and go through some military stories. I know those are always entertaining. Alright, this first one, this one didn't happen to me, but I think it was kind of interesting. Like, I told it to a friend of mine, John, when he was not in such a good mood, and it put a smile on his face. Alright, once again, this did not happen to me. This was told to me by someone who was in the Marine Corps. I think like years ago they were in the Marine Corps, and someone told them this. Alright, so this is something that had happened to them. Alright. They get to boot camp, and the drill sergeant runs them ragged. I mean, with just, you know, he runs them ragged throughout the entire day. And when it came to be night and they're going to be going to sleep, the drill sergeant comes in and says, "Alright, you're all gonna go to sleep now. You hear me? Go to sleep." He leaves, and then all the guys get in bed. Comes back in like 5 minutes later, and he goes, "Is everyone asleep?" And someone goes, "Yes, sir." "Outside!" He gets them all up, takes them outside, PTs them for an hour. Hard. They get back in. He's like, "Okay now, go to sleep." And he leaves. Comes back in 5 minutes later and he says, "Is everyone asleep?" Nothing. He goes, "I said, is everyone asleep?" And someone goes, "Yes, sir." "Outside!" So he takes them outside. He PTs them again for an hour, hard. Finally, they get to go back inside. He's like, "Okay, now, go to sleep." And he leaves. Comes back in 5 minutes later. Then he says, "Is everyone asleep?" Nothing. "I said, is everyone asleep?" Nothing. "Someone had better answer me. Now is everyone asleep?" Not a peep. He turns around, closes the door, and leaves. How horrible would that be? I mean, I cannot imagine the crap that the guy who said, "Yes, sir," is going to have to go through. But yeah, that is a really horrible military story. Now, of course, those are scrubs who are brand new and they don't really know what to do. And again, this didn't happen to me. It's just an amusing story after the fact. There's lots of after the fact amusing stories. Alright. We'll save that one for later. Okay. How about this one? Getting ready for basic training. Alright. If you're going to be going into the military, I mean, there's some things you can do to prepare, but I don't think anything will truly prepare you for, you know, the full-on basic training or boot camp experience unless you actually have an opportunity to go there, or at least to get your ass chewed out by a TI. Now, when I was getting ready to go to the military, honestly, I slacked off. I'm not even going to lie. I slacked off. I was supposed to, this was back when I was in good physical health and I didn't have back problems. I would go out and, that parking lot I used to walk around, I would run around that thing. I would run laps around it. But I wasn't really diligent about it. I wasn't hardcore about it. So when I got to basic training, I was not ready for the amount of running I had to do. I didn't do anything with push-ups and sit-ups, and holy crap, that bit me in the ass. I mean, I almost didn't graduate from basic training. I mean, the TIs, I don't even know. They might have taken bets on whether or not that I would actually graduate, and probably most of them put their money on me not graduating. They put their money on me getting washed back. But nope, I proved them wrong. I graduated first try. And I didn't do it as, to show them up or anything. I did it because I did not want to have to spend one more second in that hellhole than I had to. That's why. I mean, yeah, if there's any kind of motivation to like do your best in basic training, your motivation is going to be that you don't want to spend any more time there than is absolutely necessary. So, if you're going to be going into the military, I mean, seriously, start running. If you're going to go into the military, obviously you're going to go down to your local recruitment office, and your local recruiter, unless he is a real drag-astic lard-ass, is going to help you. I mean, they want to see you succeed. Some of them are just like wanting to fill quotas, but most of them are not. I think that they've pretty much just about gotten rid of everyone who just wants to fill a quota and that's it. I mean, these people really want to see you succeed because you're going into their military. I was going into my recruiter's Air Force. Marine people are going into that recruiter's corps. He does not want lame asses in his corps, disgracing his beloved corps. So, your military guy he's gonna see to it that you succeed. If you're willing to put the effort into it, then so is he. So get him, or ask him to get someone that he knows to help you out. I mean, do a lot of running. Because you're going to be running a lot in basic training. I mean, build up your stamina. Work on your push-ups. Work on your sit-ups. If you have weight problems, kind of like I have now, you got to nip that in the bud. But typically, people who are going into the military are not 30 years old and have back injuries like myself. They're typically in their late teens or early 20s. They're in the absolute prime of their life. So, they're able to lose weight easily. I know that I was. So, get someone to ride your ass, and so that, when you get to basic training, it's not a huge physical shock. Before I went into basic, I had the opportunity of going onto the local Air Force base here and getting my ass chewed out by a TI. Now, this was something that was offered to us by our recruiter because there happened to be a TI visiting. So he was willing to give the new hopefuls a little taste of what was to come. Unfortunately, the day that we were supposed to go there, I had the worst stomach flu. Like, I threw up this purple stuff. It was probably because of a blueberry shake I'd had the day before, which is why it was purple. But I was just vomiting this long purple stream of crap. So, yeah, I wasn't there to get my ass chewed out, so I didn't get, a little taste of the basic training experience. So I was completely unprepared for that as well. I mean, if you're going to do, like, just a bare minimum, go ahead and watch Full Metal Jacket. Watch the first half of Full Metal Jacket. Now, yes, it is a bit dated, and it is the Marine Corps, but it is going to give you just a little taste of what basic training is going to be like. So that's basically the first half of that movie you're going to want to watch. All right. So getting ready for basic training is something that you're really going to have to take seriously. Don't half-ass it, kind of like I did, or else things are going to be really difficult for you. Now, you can make it. I made it. But just make it easy on yourself and buckle down while you can. Okay. Alright, the plane and bus ride to basic training. Oh, okay. I live in California, alright? Southern California. What time is it? Okay, good, we got time. And for the Air Force, basic training is on Lackland Air Force Base in Texas. So obviously, it's not just a hop, skip, and a jump away, from where I'm living. You actually had to, there was planes and stuff. So anyways, military bought me like all my tickets and crap. I didn't have to pay for anything. So we hopped on this shuttle, myself and one or two other guys, at our recruiter's office, like in the morning, probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8 in the morning, at the recruiter's office. My family was there, giving me hugs. My mom was like starting to cry and everything. So yeah, but it came time for me to go, and oh my, the stuff that was going through my head. I mean, it was almost surreal. Like I wasn't exactly there. But we got on this shuttle, which is just like a chartered van, and he drove us from here down to LAX. And as we were driving along, we're driving along the coast, and there goes the beach. I'm seeing the western coastline for like the last time in I don't know how many years. All those familiar sights were going by for, I don't know, if I would ever really truly see them again. And here comes this one plane. It's an AWACS with the big radar dome on top. And the guy's like, oh, look at that, it's an AWACS. I used to fly in one of those. Yeah, this is the driver talking. He was retired military. So anyways, drops us off at MEPS, or whatever the processing center for military people is in LA. And so we go through some more testing and crap. Get to a hotel room, and I don't know exactly what was going on, but I had to stay another day. So I was in that hotel room again. Got in probably like 11:30 at night. And we had to get up at like, I think we had to be on a bus going to MEPS at like 6 in the morning. So, I was not a happy camper, what with hardly getting any sleep. But we so they took us from MEPS to from the hotel down to MEPS. Got our final check off, and then they put us on like a bus and sent us down to the LAX airport. So we're sitting there in there's a whole group of us. I guess we went to the USO, and they actually let us in because we had our papers saying, hey, we're going into the military, so can we come in? They're like, yeah, sure, come in. So we went to the USO, and if you've never been to like a USO in an airport, it is fantastic. I mean, they got like just tons of stuff there, and it's only for like military people and retired military veterans and stuff. If you got your card, you can go in, and they got computers set up with free internet. They have like snacks there. They actually have like beds that you can like sleep in, like in case like you have like a long wait between connecting flights, or if you're held over, you can there's actually like a bed there that you can sleep in. You don't have to go and try and find a hotel. So we wait there for our plane. Finally, time comes. We leave. We get on the plane, and I'm sitting next to some guy, and he's like, "So where are you going?" I'm like, we're going to Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. We're going into the military." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're joining up." And so he tries to hand me like a Hustler magazine, or maybe it was like a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. He's like, "Here, you might want to have this." And I'm like, no, can't take it. They're gonna take it away from us anyways, so you just go ahead and hold on to that. So we arrive at the airport in Texas, and it is really late at night. I mean, it must be about midnight, and we get there late, and I'm from the western coast. I'm used to stuff being a regular temperate temperature, but not here. We all see like the blackness through the windows, and we go and we step through the doors, and they just open up like this, and this wave of heat just comes in and hits us, and we're like in unison. It was almost like it was rehearsed. We're just like, oh my god. It was just so freaking hot. Like, in the dead of night. That gave us like a real taste of what the day was going to be like, you know? This was like the middle of Texas. Actually, I think it was like more southern Texas. In the middle of summer. I'm not even kidding. It was like the end of June. The tail end of June. So it was really hot. So we meet up with like a military person who, you know, herds us together and like, take off that hat. I told you not to wear that hat. You know, pick up your feet. Don't shuffle. Gets us onto this bus and drives us onto base. And through this whole bus ride, I'm just dreading all the crap, the unknown, the horrible unknown that's gonna happen. We get in processed. They ask us if we can play any musical instruments, because if we could, they're gonna shuffle us off to the music flight, who really gets it easy. But you know, you had better know how to play your instrument, or else. I had played, you know, saxophone and a clarinet, but I wasn't gonna speak up because I hadn't played that thing in like probably 4 or 5 years. Anyways, after all the in-processing, they split us up into whatever flight we're going to, and they bust us over there. Some guy met myself and one other new trainee. This guy was a TI. He met us down there, and you know, everyone else had already arrived. They'd already been there for a whole day, so they'd already been given hell. So apparently we missed the first day of fun and excitement with, you know, the whole pick 'em up, put 'em down game. If you've been in the military, you know what that crap is. It's freaking annoying. Yeah, so it's freaking late at night. I know that I know now, he just wants to get home and go to sleep because, you know, TIs get very little sleep. So he takes us upstairs, like, he tells me, stop dragging that backpack. You know, I'm afraid to put on the backpack because I don't want to make any kind of sudden movements. So instead of putting on my backpack, I'm like carrying it. And I have my jacket through the straps because I'm not going to wear my jacket in that heat. And like, the jacket is just hitting the steps as we're going up to like the 3rd floor. He's like, stop dragging your freaking backpack on the ground. So we get up there. He gets us into the day room and he says, all right, so exactly why did you join the military? You know, he asked the other guy first. And then he asked me, and I said, oh, so I can like, yeah, have like money and a career, medical and everything to like, you know, for my family. Which at the time I was going to be having a family. You know, that crap didn't work out, but that's a story for another time. So anyways, he's like, okay, yeah, all right, just keep that in mind, you know, during these next 6.5 weeks, because it's not going to be easy. And he says, all right, your sideburns are too long, both of you. Get into the bathroom and shave them off. So I'm like, I'm pulling out like this freaking razor. He wants me to cut my freaking sideburns with a freaking like razor you used to shave your face. I don't know what the hell he wanted me to do, but he was out there like, you have 30 seconds. And I'm like, and there were some guys from flights that had already graduated. They were just waiting to leave. They were there just to watch over us, make sure we don't do anything crazy. And the guy, you know, the one guy that was watching me, he's like, hurry up, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble if you don't hurry up. So I'm freaking just shaving this crap. So I guess it must have taken 30, maybe 40 seconds to freaking shave my sideburns off. And, you know, by that point, you know, I didn't know how much he wanted us to take off. So I probably shaved all the way up to here. You know, usually you shave like right here. I was all the way up to here. There was just like nothing there. I'm probably like both sides. So we got assigned to beds, and then he left, and those 2 guys from the graduated flight, they stayed there, and it seemed like almost like every 10 minutes there would like this loudspeaker, like well, not like a really loud speaker, just a speaker in the hallway would like crackle to life, and this blaring voice would just come out, like wanting like a situation report. So I wasn't expecting to get any kind of sleep because I'm nervous as hell. I'm in like this brand new environment, and there's this freaking electronic voice waking me up. It seemed like every 10 seconds, not even waking me up, just jerking me back to awareness. But somehow, I guess I must have fallen asleep. I mean, I probably was able to let my head hit the pillow probably about 2 in the morning. And the speaker for Reveille went off at probably, I'm going to say maybe 6 in the morning. And you know, it goes. I mean, the first 2 notes hadn't even gotten out when the door smashes open. And our TI, Staff Sergeant Burley, comes running in there. Get up! Get out of bed! Get on your feet! Move, move, move! Mom on! Faster! Get up! And that was the beginning of my basic training experience. It was not fun at all, but I always say this. I always say this. As horrible as that experience was, as much as I hated every single second of it, it kind of helped shape me somewhat into the person I am today. So, as horrible as it was, I wouldn't give it up for anything. I wouldn't do it over again. There's no way in hell I would do it over again. But I wouldn't give up the experience for anything, because it really does shape you, you know? So anyways, that's the story of how I got to basic training. If any of you have your own stories, or if you want to like just share your comments or suggest topics for future Remington's Ramblings, just go ahead and leave them down below. Okay, so that is all I have for this time, and I'm signing out.